We made it to Sentosa Island in Singapore. There's a few ways to get here. You can take a cable car or a taxi, or I think you can like walk across a boardwalk as well. We just took a quick taxi ride from our hotel and now we are ready to explore this super fun place.
In our 5 minutes of walking, we've already seen so many fun restaurants. We've seen activities you can do, like this ski lift up the mountain, and I think you toboggan down. And now we're here at the first beach.
This seriously feels like the most fun little beach town. They also have like huge attractions here. They have iFly, which is where you like basically feel like you're skydiving, I think. And then they also have Universal Studios on here. Just so much fun, and we're on the beach now. Unfortunately, this is not the best time to be here because apparently there was an oil spill, so they have the like beach actually kind of like blocked off so you can't go in the water at all. So that's a bummer, but to be honest, we weren't gonna swim anyway, so it's fine.
I mean, you can still walk on the sand, but that's pretty much it. And then there's all these chairs that are looking right at the water, but nobody's here because you can't actually get in the water. Oh man, oh well.
It's funny because Singapore is an island, but even though it's an island, I don't really think of like beaches when I think of Singapore. So this is like, just like funny, I don't know, but it's really pretty. I mean, there's lots of greenery around. The water actually still looks decently clear and stuff, so I'm not sure like how long ago the spill was or if they've like started cleaning it up. Also, there's little signs that say wildlife rescue, so I'm really happy because honestly that's what I was most worried about when I heard about the spill. So I'm glad they're doing what they can to take care of the wildlife. The sand feels so good though, it's so soft. Beaches are very beautiful, and honestly they're probably a little bit more beautiful right now because there's nobody on them, so we can really appreciate how pretty they are.
So not only are there a ton of beach bars and a whole lot of activities, there's even a 7-Eleven over there. There's also a giant bungee jump that we can do. I don't think we really like that.
Yeah, I think I'm good if we pass.
I got a monitor lizard, it's running away from me. Why is it going so fast? Wow, look at it go. It's kind of scary. So there are 3 main beaches that we have to go to today. Even though we can't swim, that's where all the activities are taking place. So we're here at the first one, Siloso, and then we're gonna take the beach shuttle over to the beach that's in the middle, Palawan.
And is that where the end of continental Asia is or something? You take a little bridge over to a small island?
Yeah, it's the southernmost point in continental Asia.
That's really fun. Even though you can't swim in the water, there are tons of beach clubs that have pools right overlooking the beach. So if you can't swim in the ocean, at least there's lots of pool options. I'm sure you just have to like buy some drinks or food or something. Apparently we are so far out of the city that there is monkeys here, but you're not supposed to feed them because those little monkeys are cheeky little things. They snatch your food and your belongings, and I don't have great feelings towards monkeys.
What about crocodiles and sharks?
Sharks, yes. Crocs, no. Is there sharks and crocs here?
There used to be. Like a couple hundred years ago, they would all just be right on the shore.
What?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I wish I could see that actually. Not like swim with the crocs, those things freak me out too. Maybe less than monkeys though, I don't know.
But there's black-tip reef sharks over here.
Really?
Occasionally, they're still here.
That's so fun!
So if you were wondering, that shuttle service is free, which is really convenient because we got around the island quicker than we would have if we walked. Not that much quicker, but we still were just sitting there instead of walking all the way. It was free, but that means it was pretty busy, and me and Jenny couldn't actually sit next to each other on it, but it's fine. We made it to where we wanted to be. Oh, we're here right there.
We made it! I'm so excited. Honestly, this is what I want to do the most. Ooh. Jacob. It is a very wobbly bridge. Wow.
This is one way to get over the ocean. This oil's not stopping us.
I really have no idea how one would go about cleaning up an oil spill in the water, but they're like washing the rocks a bunch over here, and we're seeing all these people walking around with jumpsuits that say, oh my gosh, Woo! Oil response team. So, okay, this bridge is rocking a lot. Jacob, are you doing that?
More. Yeah, I'm doing it.
Ah, it's kind of fun.
This bridge is really...
We're gonna drop into oil if it spills, Jacob.
Yeah, well... We're stepping onto the southernmost point of continental Asia. I'm not quite sure if this island is man-made, but Sentosa has a whole history that I'm going to tell you about later. It's pretty fascinating, a little bit sad, and has to do with if it's man-made or not.
We made it. We are at the very bottom of continental Asia, I guess, and it's pretty cool.
So, I'm not a huge expert on how one determines what's the southernmost point, but over there, it looks way more south than this spot.
Yeah, I don't really understand it, but if somebody understands it, let us know in the comments because we're a little confused, but still excited to be here.
As we're walking up this 3-story tower, that's what it appears to be. I don't know, when I was looking up on Google Maps and I was like looking at the southernmost point, I was thinking, well, isn't the third beach that we're gonna go to today more south than this? But I'm looking at a flat 2D map and not a 3D map, so a picture of the globe, so maybe that has something to do with it, or maybe this was formed before that other part. Well, we made it up the tower. I think it was 3 flights of stairs, and there's just a view of the beach, and you can look all the way around and just see the water and the hundreds of giant boats that are out there. And I think you might even be able to see either other islands that are a part of Singapore or Indonesia way off there. Okay, that's definitely not Indonesia. That's 8 miles away, and then these other islands around us, I think they're all from Singapore. They're only like a mile or 2 away from us right now.
Singapore is already really good at mixing like nature and city together, so you never feel like too overwhelmed by the big buildings. But if you ever really need to escape the city, then this is definitely a really fun and pretty place to come. Even with the beaches closed, I feel like it's still just like a good little getaway.
So your first hanging bridges experience in Singapore, how was it?
Really fun. I really liked it.
It's really narrow.
It is very narrow.
Hard to
You're,
pass
like,
people.
rubbing up on everyone, but it's still really fun. Also, I think I just remembered that it's the southernmost point in continental Asia because it's connected with a bridge. So I think all of those other islands aren't actually connected, and that's why they're not the southernmost point.
Yeah, but what about the third beach that we're going to today?
I don't know.
Like, I feel like that's more south than this place.
I don't know. That's my theory.
See, look at this. You are here. We're right here. And it says north is straight down, so south would be straight up. But we're going over here. I don't get it.
I love this tree so much, and every time we go to an island, it's there, like a tropical destination. But normally the flowers are white, and here they're pink. Look at that. I'm in love. I'm in love. It's the fitness zone. Oh yeah. So much fitness.
Oh, there's so many different things here. Chin-up bar, horizontal ladder, which I guess is the monkey bars. Parallel bars, log lift, sit-up bench, push-up bar. All that's here. This is the best beach so far.
It's actually pretty convenient. If you forgot your sunscreen, they have little dispensing stations. I mean, you have to pay for it, but still convenient. It really smells like oil over here, and I can see it on the rocks, actually. This feels so good.
So this whole day I've been doing research on Sentosa, about its history and why it turned into such a huge tourist thing to do. Well, actually Sentosa started a long time ago. I think the island has always been here, At least that's what I'm able to gather. And it was used as a military port because it's in the southernmost point of Asia, so I think it was just a really strategic area. And then during World War II, sadly, it turned into a prisoner of war camp where people were brought here, and yeah, that stuff happened. And then after that, in like the 1970s, it turned into, the Singapore government wanted to turn it into either an oil refinery, I think, and then, or also a tourist destination. So they spent a ton of money and made it into this tourist place. So there's just so many activities and things to do here, and now everyone just comes here and spends a bunch of money, and then Singapore makes all their money back that they spent in the 70s. So basically, I think what ended up happening was they just dumped a bunch of sand in between a couple islands to form what is now Sentosa Island. That's pretty interesting. So it's like, it was here naturally, this whole island, but then it was also has some parts that are man-made. So not only do they have these free beach trams, but they have other buses right here. There's an A bus and a B bus, and they'll take you all around the island to different places other than just the beach. But I think we're actually gonna hop on the monorail and go to a different area than we've been today.
That was so fun.
Nice little view of Sentosa.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Lots of people on that one. Good thing we were the first stop, so there was no one when we got on. So there was one stop on the monorail that would have taken you to Resorts World and Universal Studios. We didn't feel like we were fancy enough to even stop there because, I mean, we didn't have admission tickets to go in. But
it's so cool that the monorail and the little bus all around Sentosa is free. That's so convenient.
Yeah, we never had to take out our wallets to pay for anything. It's also nice that a lot of the really like big resorts that are on Sentosa, we didn't really see any of that today, and I kind of like that because we could kind of just do our own thing and be like, yeah, we don't have to pay for anything except for there's a $6 admission to get onto the island. Other than that, we didn't even have to worry about feeling like we were too poor to experience all the resorts.
It was definitely such a fun little place, and after you take the monorail, you end in this giant mall where there's lots of stores and restaurants, so you can hang out here too in the nice air conditioning. But that's going to do it for us today, so we will see you in our next video.